Hello, NuPIC. We are live online. This is the NuPIC Development Progress Review on February 6, 2015. I am Matt Taylor, the flag bearer for the NuPIC project, and we have some other NuPIC engineers in the Numenta offices on the other side of the line. So let's go over the roadmap. There we go. So I created a new milestone in between 0.1 and 0.2 because of all of the installation bugs that have been reported. Most of these are reported by me, but several are not. They're user reported. Some of them I helped resolve and others I haven't. But there's at least one here that's very problematic at the moment. So I want to put an emphasis on this. This is what I've been working on for most of this week, and will probably continue to work on until I figure out what these issues are. So I thought I'd go over these real quick for anyone watching who might have a clue on how to fix them or be experiencing similar situations. So let's do OS X first. So the big problem, some of these are marked as binary installation problems, so which is a little bit less of a priority for me than the other one, which is this one right here. So this is the one I'm going to talk about. This is the one that's causing me sleep problems at night. So it seems that you can download NuPIC Core and NuPIC, or check them out on Git or whatever, and build them all locally, all from source on a Mac. And if you're running the homebrew version of Python, you end up getting this weird thread problem, and it blows up Python and wants to send an error report to Apple and all this stuff. So I've done a lot of investigation on this with the help of the original poster, Rorid, and a few other people who are chiming in. And it seems to be, I don't know exactly how this is happening, but it seems to be that during the build process of NuPIC Core or NuPIC, I'm not certain of which, there is some type of connection from the C code to the current system Python installation on OS X. I don't know how this is happening yet, so it's still something that is under investigation. So when someone tries to run NuPIC with the homebrew version of Python, they get this fatal error, and Python blows up. Because there's something linked in the system Python, and it's being executed from the homebrew version of Python. So this is currently the big thing that I'm trying to work on. There's another similar error that you can see in the binary. Where is it? Yeah, that's a binary installation problem, but the same thing. I think this is a similar problem to the one I just explained, where you can't import NuPIC bindings math because this math module is a C extension module. So I'm hoping that it's the same underlying issue that's creating both of these problems. And then there's one that you can't run. Let's see, can't locate the hot gem data. I think that's probably going to be easier to fix. And then it's unable to find a CPP region library, and this was when I was trying to run the hotgem example. So these are example runs, and these last two I just mentioned are from binary installations, so they're not as high a priority for me. So I am working hot and heavy on this homebrew Python problem. I think if I identify what that problem is, it'll probably help us with the Anaconda Python problems that people have been having as well. I had another report from another user privately that they're using Anaconda and having the exact same error with that thread abort trap 6 popping up. So hopefully, if I can figure this out, we can fix Anaconda as well. So those are the OS X issues that I'm working on. The Linux issues, these are, one of them I did fix. That was just in a VM that didn't have enough memory. And then these GCC problems, so we obviously would like this to build with GCC 4.8 or later, but we're having a problem with GCC 4.9. Mark knows more about this than I do, because I don't even know what LTO is or what the LTO version mismatch is really all about. So those are on my back burner, but I do want to try and address these. I'll probably try and recruit Mark to help out, or help at least help me understand what the underlying issues are here. So that is what's on my plate right now. I'm totally laser focused on the homebrew Python problem in OS X at the moment, and I have been the past couple days. I've got a Mac beside me that's totally fresh, and I keep ruining it and then setting it back to its fresh state just to try and replicate these errors in proper ways. There's a few, yes.
So LTO is link time optimization. And I noticed it says it's a problem with Ubuntu 12.04. Do you happen to know if it's a problem with Ubuntu 14.04? Or is it just...
Hey, sorry to interrupt you, but can you stand closer to the mic? I'm having a problem hearing you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay.
Got to make the rounds into the room.
Yeah.
So yeah, LTO is link time optimization. But I noticed next to those tickets you have Ubuntu 12.04. Do you happen to know if it's a problem on Ubuntu 14.04?
That's a good question. I don't. I could easily spin up a VM and test that out, though. So I can do that when I get to the Linux.
Okay, so conceivably it's a GCC 4.9 issue.
Yeah, I'm not certain, but we only see it on 4.9 so far, and that's the latest version, I believe.
And then as far as this homebrew problem, if I wanted to try it out, what would I need to do to replicate it? Just install homebrew and then brew install Python?
Yes, as long as you make sure and install command line tools before you brew install Python. If you don't, Python builds differently with homebrew, which is interesting, and it actually somehow references the system Python in the C flags of the Python config. It's all in that bug report if you want to take a look at it. The bug report, I think, has all the instructions for replicating the error. So take a look there. Oh no, not this one. There's another one. Sorry. I've had a lot of discussion about this over the past few days. Here it is. It doesn't have instructions on how to get homebrew in the same state, but just install command line tools before you brew install Python.
Okay.
So it's a funny thing because I've been using homebrew Python for a year or so, and I've generally never, I don't think ever, had any problems with it. So it tells me that I think, at some point in the past, I'm suspicious that I might have some artifact left over on my machine that's just making everything work. So I'm still in the process of iterating over different environments and replicating it and trying to figure out exactly under what situations this error pops up. So hopefully I'll have more information over the weekend and try and populate that ticket with more details. But if you want to try it out, just from a fresh environment, just install homebrew and command line tools, and then brew install Python and try and compile NuPIC from source.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go get an update on the Windows. Oh wait. I want to. Let's see. These last few standalone issues I don't have tied to anything. They're not directly Linux or OS X. I created this one because it turns out you have to have NuPy and setup to run setup install. So I think that's a problem. I think we can probably get around it though. And another GCC version problem, and I don't actually remember what exactly this is. Because Mark created it. So I don't know what the status of this is, but I want to try and nail all these things that are in this milestone, so I'm going to get to it. And then we still have a couple of dangling Captain P problems. This was one of them. I don't remember what the state of this was. Scott, are you in the room?
Yes.
Okay. I think we kind of just ignored this for a while, but I'll probably bug you about this when I get to it.
Yeah, I think it's just old versions of GCC have problems. And aside from that, I don't know that there are any outstanding issues, but.
Okay. As I was doing installation testing over since we released 0.1, I've pretty much filed a bug report for every problem I've run into. So this might have been just one of those, and I'm not sure that every one of them is really an issue. Okay, so that's it for the installation problems in Milestone 013. So our Windows progress, we have closed a couple of PRs, and yeah, we know it's taken a while to get through these PRs, but I think we all really think these are important changes and they should be scrutinized as much as we can. So we thank you, contributors, for your patience, especially David Ragazzi. This is the current PR that I think is the one that should be merged next. And it has been reviewed, and we're waiting for feedback from David. The next one would be the one that actually, where is it? Yeah, building artifacts for Windows and AppBear. So we'll move on to that once this one merges. And then there's a couple in here I'm not really sure how we're going to deal with them, especially the Captain Proto thing. But as soon as we get these two merged, I think we're going to open up some conversation, especially about how to make sure Captain Proto works in the Windows build. So there'll be more discussion about that, hopefully next week or the week after during this work period. But otherwise, we are still making progress here. And I'm going to jump down to 0.3, way down here at the bottom, because these are where the draft tickets are for Windows stuff. So we still have these next units of work. Once we actually have a build that's working, we'll start setting up tooling and the proper pipeline changes that need to be made to incorporate Windows into our whole build ecosystem. So that's where we're at with Windows. And that's really all I wanted to talk about. But since we're all here, does anyone else have some topics they would like to talk about or concerns about the development progress that we've been making on NuPIC? Anything at all?
No, I think we have to go through these build issues.
Yeah, like I said, that is my primary focus right now. So, well, no news is good news. So thank you guys for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And that is all for this NuPIC Progress Review meeting.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Take care.